Are we live? Yeah. uh, Assalamualaikum and welcome back everyone to one and only Zeneration Show. Now at episode 4. All right. We have come quite a ways, yeah. If you notice, I am in different background. Yeah. See, I have a lot of ideas over here. All right. Okay. Now, for those of you who are wondering, I am in the Zeneration office. So if you guys want an office tour, yeah, write down in the comments below. Welcome and welcome back to the show. All right. Okay. Now, we have gone quite a ways now from since episode 1, right? I see we have quite an audience as well. Okay. Now, come, make yourself comfortable. Sit there. If you have a popcorn, yeah, have some popcorn because tonight will be a very, very special episode, right? We have 2 moderators, right? We have 2 moderators tonight, and there's another moderator aside from me, and this is gonna be quite intense because 2 moderators, and there's a reason why you have 2 moderators, all right? Coming here as our moderator, another moderator, is the man of the agency with 16 years of experience in the industry, and he achieved 6 times $1 million roundtable, MDRT, and consecutively be the top producing agency with 15 years of Premier Star Club. All right, he is none other than our agency co-founder, Andrew Liao. Come aboard, please. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Hafiz. How are you? Good evening.
Just fine, thank you.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Yes, how's everything?
Just fine. Hi, Joy. Yeah. Joy is always the first one to comment. Yeah.
Yeah, Joy is always the first one to be in. Yes, and yeah, it's great. It's been 2 weeks, huh? The last round that we
the last round
actually spoke on this show. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and time flies really, fast.
Yeah. For the new viewers, if you are new to the show, Andrew here is the special guest for our first episode where we discuss about unemployment rate in Malaysia. And Andrew, tell us more about what is Zeneration and are we still open for recruitment?
Yes, we are. In fact, as I always share, in the first episode of this show, that this is an opportunity. Never waste a crisis. And yes, the market is slowly picking back up, but the unemployment rate is still very high. In fact, over the last 1 week, has gone up to about 4.5% of Malaysians, which is unemployed, and roughly the numbers now is going to be even great because there's a lot of people not only not being employed. Companies are downsizing right now to try to recuperate back their resources. So yeah, and it's looking slightly better. It's moving ahead, the economy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a good thing. But for many people, my suggestion is don't wait too long. Because at this current point of time, it's not about depleting your resources, using up all your savings to try to make a living when you don't have a job and you're unemployed. In fact, a lot of people right now is actually you should be thinking about what survival is. Be there ready so that you're able to make an income to be able to cope with your basic needs. So yep. So
right. Okay.
It's very good. Yeah. And today is going to be interesting, huh? Today, we have 2 external speakers. They are actually NLP certified coaches, and I was with them just last year. We went on a trip, so they have been training me over the last 6 years, and I've learned lots from them. Yeah, I've learned lots. Oh yes, that's the photo. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. We went down to Rompin and Kuala Rompin, and our goal was to catch a sailfish. It's a tag and release, and not only we caught 1. In fact, we caught 5. We caught 5
wow.
fishes.
This one looks really big.
Yes. They are average about 45 to 50 kg.
Oh, wow, that's my weight.
So if you are about that weight, you roughly know how heavy that is.
Yeah.
But the good thing is during this fishing trip, because we are all certified NLP trainers, I'm actually a certified master practitioner
Oh, okay.
in NLP. And I would like to take this time to share a little bit. And what I really learned over the past 6 years was whatever you think you are, you already are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Who you think you already are. But whatever you think you are always more than what you think you are.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay?
okay.
And you must learn a new way to think. Okay? Before you can master a new way to be. So before you want to master something, you must think of a new way first before you are able to master that. Because it doesn't come simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Okay.
is how NLP can actually help a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Right.
so
I think
I'm
the
really
audience are.
excited. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm really excited over tonight's show. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get the ball
Let's get it
start
done.
rolling.
Yeah.
You know, Hafiz.
All right. Yeah, sure. No problem. But before I introduce our special guest, right, to all the audience, if you're curious or wants to collaborate or wants to join, all of you guys are welcome to click on the link on the description below or on the pinned comment. Just click on the link and you can just hit us up. And you can go to our website or social media as well, right? So, without further ado, let me introduce our special guest tonight because we have not one but two special guests. All right. So, cool. Now let me introduce our first special guest, which is Terence Jiam, an NLP certified trainer by the prestigious American Board of NLP and certified trainer of Master Timeline Therapy by the Timeline Therapy Association. Terence is an engaging speaker and workshop facilitator with a wealth of experience in building leaders and entrepreneurs. He is known for achieving performance breakthrough in selling, leadership development, and personal growth. Terence has helped many business owners, entrepreneurs, and high performers to release more power in achieving their goals and triple their income. All right. And the second special guest is Khai Zen, a speaker and thought leader that exudes confidence, candor, and enthusiasm. Passionate about transformation, Zen helps leaders and entrepreneurs to overcome barriers and increase the quality of their experience in life. As an NLP trainer certified by the American Board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, (ABNLP), Zen's strength lies in his ability to recognize internal processes and empowering behavioral changes in order to ignite personal transformation in the shortest time possible. Now, with that out of the way, let's welcome Terence and Zen.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello, hi.
Wow. I must say that is some superb introduction, man. Hafiz.
That's
Wow.
who you guys
I'm excited.
Wow.
Thank
you.
who
Wow.
you guys are. You know, you guys are
Thank you.
wonderful teachers, wonderful coaches. Yeah, but yeah, it's really good to see both of you. And
Well,
thank
thank
you
you for
so
having us.
much. Thank you so much for a bottle of our heart from Zeneration that we
Thank
have
you.
you two come on board to share what NLP is and how do we actually master NLP with our mindset and all that.
Yeah.
So it is really fantastic to have both of you.
Thank you for having us. It's really good to be here and this opportunity to share some of our thoughts and to maybe bring the message out to the people, especially those who are, whether they are in business or they are going through something that they want to achieve or they want to overcome obstacles. This will be the perfect time to actually look into this. But thank you very much for inviting us. Yeah.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
All right. Now, coming from a person that doesn't really know what NLP is, because this week is the first time I heard about NLP and what NLP regarding NLP. Because when Andrew said, okay, this episode we're gonna talk about NLP. What NLP? What is NLP? Right? Yeah. So I got panicked a little bit, right? So I look online and everything, and I saw your live show like on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. So I get an idea of what NLP is. But since you are here with us on the show, right? I'm gonna ask you, Terence, what is NLP?
That is the question, isn't it? I mean, every time, here's the thing. Every time when we have our students now, when we have our students that come for our certification courses or our trainings, yeah, and after they finished it or they get certified or they finish the first day or whatever it is, and they go back and they go out and they tell people that, hey, you know, I'm a certified NLP practitioner, or I learned NLP today, and you get this puzzle when people, because it's terminology, yeah. And people ask, so what is NLP exactly? Hafiz, like what is NLP, right?
Yeah.
And then we have a tendency to then proceed to tell them the NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming.
Yes.
Guess what happens?
Is it?
More,
It's exactly like the background, you know. Like
Yeah.
what Hafiz is.
only more question marks comes as what? You know, and then they get more confused.
Yes.
Yeah, they get more confused. Now, to put it simply, is this. First, the premise we work on is this, that all of us, every human being has a power center. Yeah, every human being has one. Now, the thing about this power center is called the mind. Yeah, because think about it. Everything that you see with your eyes, everything that you see that is man-made was created through this. It has to happen here first. Yeah, put the first man onto the moon. It has to happen here first. Yeah, create the first electric car. It has to happen here first. Yeah, Picasso painting has to happen here first. Yeah, build the best cathedral in the world. Yeah, everything that we do has to happen here. So this is the power center. Yeah, this is the power center. Now, NLP teaches you or gives you the understanding of how this thing operates. Yeah, how these things operate, the mind. And when you have the tools and you have the understanding of how the mind operates, then you are able to tap into your power center, which exists in everyone. So it's really true when people say that resides in every human being is a seed of greatness. It is true. The problem is we do not know it, or we do not know how to tap into it. Yeah. And so what happens is that NLP allows you to have that understanding of how the mind operates, and then gives you the tool so that you know how to tap into that power center, so that then you create whatever results you want. In our language, we say you create whatever future you want. Yeah, doesn't matter where you are, whether you are in a position where you feel very challenged, you want to create a future that is much better than this, you can. Whether you're in a position where you are actually having a bliss, you're riding the waves, you want to create a future that is much greater than this, you can. Whether you're even contemplating whether I should do this, or I should go into that, or I should go into business, or I should get myself fitter, healthier, and all, you can do that. Yeah. So NLP allows you the understanding of how the mind operates and the tools so that you could tap into the power center and get the results that you want. Exactly whatever you want. Yeah. So that's in a nutshell. So it's a lot easier to understand than neuro-linguistic programming. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Because when I hear neuro-linguistic programming, right, the first thing I do, okay, Wikipedia, and then Wikipedia is wall of text, right? I lost on the first line already. So it's like, okay, let's go for second best method. Okay, YouTube. What is NLP? And it confuses me further. All right. So the explanation kind of like sums up a little bit. Okay, let me ask you if I got it right. Right. Okay. So NLP is basically understanding of the mind, and so when you understand how your mind works, and from that you can utilize it properly to get what you want to achieve. Is it?
Yes.
All right. Yes.
Perfect.
Wow. Wow. Hafiz, you're going to be an A student in our class.
All right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
That's
thank you very much. Okay, now we have understand what is NLP, right? Okay,
Mhm.
that who is NLP for?
Well, let's look at it this way. For all of us who are watching this, I want you to look in the different major areas of your life. First, you look into the life in your business or in your career. And you look into your family, you look into the relationships that you have. You look into your own personal growth, you look into your health, and you look into your own financial growth. And you look at all these areas and you evaluate it. And this is what I want to ask. Any one of us, when we are looking at all these areas that are important in our life, and do we have something? Does it have that feeling in you that you want to do something about those areas so that you can take those areas onto the next level? When we say the next level, which means you're creating a better life that you have in those different areas. So that's the first question that we always ask to figure out if anybody or if our client comes to me and says we want to learn NLP, we always ask, what area of your life do you want to use NLP for?
Yep.
So from there, we get a very specific understanding of how NLP can help this person.
Yeah.
So for example, somebody who's well, in this environment that all of us are in now, where we have the issue of the unexpected pandemic that comes up, that is disrupting businesses, that is really holding back the standard operation that businesses normally do. Like overnight, everybody suddenly get forced to go into a absolutely uncharted area, and absolutely new encounter and new situations. So when things like that happen, that's where NLP becomes useful. So when they are struggling, or when they are in a position where they say, okay, we need to do something right now so that we can bring about a change to take where we are right now to arrive at where we want to be. And that's called achieving a goal that we want. And NLP does exactly that. So to answer your question, who is NLP for? I would say NLP is absolutely useful for whoever that wants to take their life, disregarding whichever areas, because if you improve one area of your life, other areas of your life gets improved. So it's for whoever that wants to improve their life, the quality of their lives, the quality of the way they look at their life, and they want to take it onto the next level and really get there. We're not saying that, it's nice to dream about it, but really have that conviction and that commitment and says, look, I really want to have the life that I want to live, that I'm happy of, that I feel fulfilled, I feel satisfied in everything that I do. Then NLP is something that's for them.
Yep.
Okay. So chaining from the first question just now, right? Okay, when we have the mindset, let me backtrack a little bit. Okay, so NLP is for those who wants self improvement. So they want to improve themselves. They want to change something in their life. So they look for NLP to get their mindset right and utilize their power of mind to achieve what they want. Is it?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Cool.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So with this, right, Terence, who started NLP? How can he suddenly come up with this?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Well, the founder of NLP is Richard Bandler and John Grinder. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they were really good at modeling. Yeah, they were really good at modeling, and they model after the therapists that was the great therapists of our times. They model after people who are getting phenomenal results. Yeah, phenomenal results, and very difficult cases, difficult situation where change needs to happen, and others just couldn't do it. But there was this few that was just getting really amazing results. And so they were very good at modeling that. Yeah? They were very good at modeling that. So from modeling all these great people, they were able to then identify the process, the methodology, the steps that these people that went on and have that kind of results. We're talking about people like Virginia Satir. We're talking about people like Milton Erickson. We're talking people like, Chris Post. Yeah. And they were able to look at the methodology and be able to identify that pattern, that process, that steps. And so what happens then is that they took those steps and they started implementing it. They started applying it. And guess what? They got a very similar result as these people, these great therapists. And wow, what does that mean? It means that through the process of modeling, if you get the methodology right, you then can have a trail of techniques. Yeah, a toolbox. Now, take for example, we all know that Andrew is very successful in this business.
Thank you, Terence. Thank you.
For so many years, yeah. You don't get to be where you are without having real expertise. Yeah. So Andrew is very successful in this business. Yeah. Now let's say I'm new. Let's say I want to join. Yeah. I want to join the business. Yeah. And I look at Andrew and says, wow, I want to have the kind of results that Andrew has. Now, so what I need to do is I need to model Andrew, but it's not just modeling anything. It's not about copying. It's really about modeling the process that makes him successful. Yeah. So I model him, and guess what? Once I have the process right, I know the methodology. I model how he does his sales. I model how he does his recruitment, which is expansion of business. And if I model this, and I start having the results I have, yeah, I will start thinking like, hey, the step that I model after Andrew works, and I'm getting these results. So now I have a trail of techniques. Now, what I can do with this is now I can go, let's say Zen comes to me and say, hey, I want to start this business. Yeah, what do I do? And now I say, well, you just do this. Yeah, and he gets the results. So from modeling, I have the methodology, and from the methodology, I have a trail of techniques. I have a set of toolbox, and then I pass it on to Zen, and Zen is able to do that. See, that's the process of modeling. Yeah. So it's the same with NLP. So with that trail of techniques, that toolbox, they coined it and call it Neuro-Linguistic Programming. It is a very phenomenal thing. That's why anybody can learn.
Okay.
Say it again. Anybody can learn.
And I remember this during my class, you were sharing about the technique called model of excellence.
Yeah.
Yes, model of excellence. So everything that we actually model, we want to model that to be the best.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because here's the thing, Hafiz. You see, we are not foreign to modeling. We are not. Now, when you come for our master prep class, you understand why. Because all of us have modeled. We just don't realize it only. Now, we are not foreign to modeling. But here's the thing. Here's really the key. And it got to do with what we talked about just now, knowing what you want. Yeah. Now, if you can model, would you want to model somebody that is just getting a so-so result, or do you want to model somebody that is getting a amazing result? What we call modeling excellence. We're talking about really up there. Yeah, obviously you're going to model that. But we don't realize it. Here's the thing. Both, whether you're modeling somebody with a so-so result or you're modeling someone with excellent result, it takes the same effort. It takes the same effort.
Okay, so it's the question of how we modeling, is it?
Correct. Think about it. So when you attend a NLP course, NLP certification training, we teach you what are the elements to model and how to do the modeling process. Now that's amazing, is it? Because after that, you know what you can do? Anybody that you see has the kind of result that you want, you could model that.
Oh.
Yeah? You could model that. It won't be just like, you sit down with them and have dinner, and you don't know what question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
When you get trained, you know exactly what question to ask. You'll be asking modeling questions.
Oh, okay. So
That's
it's almost like taking photo
Yes.
of that person, but we copy the person, modeling him or her on the kind of things we want to model. Is it?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. So here's a question to Andrew. Andrew, since you have like all years of success, right? Throughout your success, are you modeling just one person, or are you modeling a few person at a time?
I'm because in insurance you acquire a lot of different skills, different skill set. So for motivational skill set, I model over Terence and Zen. You know, what they teach me, how they talk, what language pattern they use, and all this is all part of NLP. Is the whole process that you've gone, you're gonna learn, and it was very interesting because I didn't know what NLP was the first time. I only know Terence way back almost 15 years ago when
Oh,
he came to Prudential and he just did a training session for our team, and then we lost touch. And 7 years back, I always wanted to learn what NLP is. In fact, everyone has already been practicing certain form of NLP, but they just did not realize that they're actually using NLP. So this is where by attending classes and all that, then you then say, hey, I actually do this. Hey, I know this. Hey, actually I know this, but I did not actually do that. So then you then realize what NLP is, and then you do it even much better. So that was my idea of what NLP was. And of course my two seafoods down here, Terence and Zen. Yeah.
all right. So yeah, we have like quite an audience as well. Hi John, hi Jennifer, hi Wei.
Hi.
Oh yeah. Okay, now
Yeah.
you see from there, right? We can see the what NLP is, who NLP is for, and who started NLP. Then that begs the question, Zen. How did you find out about NLP?
Wow.
The
Okay.
simple answer.
So, okay. How did I? So we have to go back in time for this one.
Okay.
So it
Time
was
machine,
in.
everyone.
So travel with us. So back in 2007, I was selected as part of a elite teenagers that is placed in a leadership position where we have to lead other teenagers in terms of helping them grow, helping them develop, and we are the ones that are coming up with programs like trying to help them
Team building.
understand themselves. And yeah, team buildings are one of it, like under discovering themselves and like imparting knowledge to them, basically. So we are like placed into that position, and we are told that this is what you have to do, these are your goals, these are your purpose. You got to make sure all these people that is there, and we're talking about a group of 60, 70, sometimes 100 of them turn up. These are old school kids in their high school, in their secondary school, and we were told that you are responsible of making them grow. You are responsible of churning new leaders. And we were all teenagers back then. We were all teenagers and be like, okay, well, the first thing that come into our mind is, well, we definitely have to celebrate because we got selected. and then the bad news comes in our head. So now what are we gonna do? How are we going to be able to position ourselves so that these group of people are willing to follow where we're gonna take them, are willing to listen to what we have to say, is willing to learn from what we have. So back then, the very man who is in this interview here today, Terence, Terence was the one who came and shared about NLP to this group of teenagers who are placed in a leadership position. So it was in 2007 where I learned this about NLP.
Yeah.
And instantly, it changes me from looking at myself as just another teenager who is supposed to be a leader to becoming a person that understands how I can now lead other people.
Yeah.
Because through NLP, it changes me because I now know how I think. I basically understand the process of how our mind works, and that by itself, for a teenager at those days, opens up everything. It suddenly makes you feel like you're Superman because you learn something that no one else at your age knows. Yo, let's be really frank here, that no one else at your age knows. You talk neuro-linguistic programming, people at that age, they won't even know to go and Google it because for them, it don't mean anything.
It's not in the SPM.
Yeah, it's exactly. And that makes it so much powerful when everybody else is so focused on trying to be successful in learning what the school tell them. They forgot about the knowledge that will eventually help them from where they are until the end of their lives.
Yeah,
that's the knowledge of NLP, because when I learned it, I start to think differently and I see things differently, and that was the very key that made people see that as leadership, because there is something about this person that will give you the point of view that other people don't see, and yet when you listen and try to understand that point of view, it empowers you as a person. It makes you feel like you can do things. And that by itself was the turning point in my life. Well, other than the thought patterns and all, in NLP, obviously you learn about like communication skills that makes you really effective in the way you're communicating.
Yeah.
And being a teenager back then, obviously when you learn a tool, and first thing you got to know, I know how to use language in a way to get you to do what I want you to do. that was the initial intention when we first learned that. So me and a group of the other leaders, we were extremely obnoxious with this knowledge. So we went out, we start to influence one another, because it's fair game. All of us learn the same thing.
Yeah,
and therefore we will go all out and try to influence one another, and we get good at that. And we are encouraged to do it, because Terence said you got to spar with one another and try to influence one another, but in a good way. Sometimes not the best way, but yes, we still practice influence.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
So yeah, for me, that's where NLP begin everything for me, and it changes how I see things in my life. And if I were to give like the key thing that made the difference when I learned NLP back then, was that NLP was the very tool that allowed me to learn how to grow myself. That allows me to have that continuous improvement, disregardless of where I am.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. No, that's really interesting. You get to know NLP since your teenage years. That puts you ahead of the other teenagers as well, right? No.
Well, that's a mistake. I will have to. I mean, anybody who's trained in NLP will tell you this. Because in NLP we believe in modeling of excellence, and this was one point that wasn't mentioned just now. The process of modeling another person's excellence means that you do not need to spend the amount of years they spent to get the excellence that they have had.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. So yeah, I can teach somebody today to be as good as I am and they don't need to spend the last 10 years plus that I've spent trying to be that good right now.
Oh, okay. So you mean with NLP, you can sort of get a head start compared to the others?
Yeah,
Well, definitely.
It shortened the time, because look at this, Hafiz. If you're gonna model, if you're gonna be successful in an insurance business and you model after Andrew, you don't need 16 years.
Yeah.
You don't need 16 years. It'll probably take you only 6 months or a year.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Then this begs a question, all right? Since I asked Zen already how he found out about NLP, right? And he met you at that time, right? So you
Yeah.
are the pivot point in this group just now. So I want to know, how did you find out about NLP?
Oh, interesting. Well, I found out about NLP through a book, reading a book. I was given a book. Somebody gave me a book as a gift. Yeah. And in the book, there was mentioning of NLP with some very simple techniques. And I was intrigued. I was really intrigued. Yeah. And one of the technique that was mentioned was about how do you improve your spelling ability. Yeah. So they call it a spelling strategy. Yeah. And so I was so intrigued. And what I did was I went and experiment. So I had a cousin sister who was struggling in her primary school. Yeah. And language was not a strong suit, so she was struggling with it. And I went and tested out immediately. So I sat her down and then I says, okay, we're gonna have you spell this word afterwards. And the only word at that time that I know that was very difficult to spell, you know, in history where we learn about this person called Alfonso de Albuquerque.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't pay me money to spell Albuquerque. I just couldn't. Yeah. I thought, no way will my cousin sister be able to spell Albuquerque at 8 years old. Yeah, no way. Yeah. So what I did was I actually followed the book steps, what they did. I actually did the whole process. It took about 2 minutes or so. Yeah, 2 minutes. And she could spell it backwards, forward, and 3 letters at a time.
Ooh.
Her eyes went wide open.
Ooh.
Her eyes went wide open. She couldn't believe that she could do that. She could not believe that she could do that. Now, I was obviously very surprised.
Yeah.
Her amazement. She didn't. That's the thing we talk about at the beginning, isn't it? There is a power center in us, but we don't know it exists.
Yeah.
We know it exists. We don't know how to tap into it. Well, guess what? Those strategies that I read from that book works immediately. I had no prior of NLP. I just went and did the technique. I just did the process. I just follow. And that's what process are, right? Process are just steps. I just follow the steps. That's it. And eyes open. Guess what happened? More than just seeing that I could spell Albuquerque, she suddenly have a renewed confidence in herself.
Oh.
Yeah. Now that's goal. That's goal.
True.
Guess what it does to a person when you have a clearer understanding and a renewed understanding of how powerful you are and how much you can achieve. Yeah.
Okay.
Today she's very successful now.
And I remember when I was in class and Zen and Terence was sharing this quote and say, whatever you think you are always more than what you think you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Here's the thing. When they come for our NLP practitioner, which is part 1 of the NLP training, which is part 1, we say whatever you think you are what you think you are. Yeah. When they come to our master practitioner certification, which is part 2 of the NLP training, we say whatever you think you are more than what you think you are.
Yeah. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So to not let Andrew feel left outside, right? I'm gonna ask
I'm enjoying the session. I'm happy practitioner training and master practitioner training right now.
Then Andrew, how did you find out about NLP?
As I mentioned just now, in fact, I didn't know about NLP, and in fact, I'm a person who is very ambitious. I like to learn new things, especially I didn't know what NLP was, and I was just thinking, if there is a course that is able for us to think beyond what we are capable of, and that is the course that I would love to learn, because in school they only teach you math, science, geography. They don't teach you how to make money, in school. And I will say that the education system fails, and I'll share with you, if there is a school who teaches you how to be rich, go to that school, because that's what you need. So I was thinking, and when I came into Prudential, and they were teaching a lot about law of attraction. I don't know what law of attraction was, and I always know that if we think of something and we are able to enlarge the vision, we are able to get it. But I did not understand what it was, and good enough, because of law of attraction, and I was looking for a trainer, and remember I mentioned that I lost touch with Terence. Suddenly Terence's name just got popped up, and say, hey, let's get Terence in to do a session about coaching, training the new associates. And then he introduced NLP and say, why don't you come over to do our practitioner class? And that's where it all started.
Okay.
It took me from right here to now right up there. And it's very interesting, because every day your mind just want to think of something that is able to help you to do even better. But the challenge here is, a lot of people, they lose out this, because before they even start thinking, they already have this thing called limiting beliefs. And that what stops them from believing their capabilities.
Okay. All right.
So that's how I got to know NLP.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Okay. Let's before we move further, right? Let's we have a few comment question over here from Jennifer Ong. How old were you when you were certified as an NLP practitioner then? Hi, Jennifer. Hi. So then.
Well, when I answer this question, it's probably going to date myself, isn't it? Everybody's going to know my age. Okay, but it's fine. When I learned the practitioner for NLP, I was 16 or 17. When I learned the part 1 of NLP practitioner is when I was 16 or 17.
Okay. Well, that's really early. Wow. Okay. Right. 16 or 17. Wait. During high school, right? Okay. This is like really. This is live. Okay. Well, since I said it already, I'm gonna say it. Okay. When I was in high school, right, from Form 1 until Form 5, the Form 5, which is 17, is the only time I study. There. That's true story.
We all went through the same thing.
Right. So yeah, I was struggling with study and all, but you are knowing or going through NLP already at the time.
Wow. Yes. And we're having fun with it. We're having a lot of fun with this newfound knowledge.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Next question, which is from Angel. How to use NLP to mind control? Oh, this is like excellent already. Come on. Maybe Terence can answer this.
So we need to clarify that question. Is it how to use NLP to control your own mind, or to use NLP to control someone else's mind. Yeah? It's not like going into some, sci-fi movie like that. But here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. One of the key aspects of NLP is linguistic. It's language. Yeah. We're not just talking about the different dialects and all the different language in the world. We're talking about how language operates in the mind. How do we communicate? How does the communication takes place inside our mind? Yeah. You think about it. If you think about a food that you like, and you're looking at that food, there's a high chance that you have an internal dialogue inside and say, nice, or something like that. Yeah. So it's about that communication. So how do you use NLP to so-called control or work with your mind? The key word here will be linguistic. Yeah. Is how do you communicate? So here, let me give you an example. Yeah. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
If somebody is looking at the situation of their life right now, and they don't like what they're having right now, they want something better, and they tell themselves, I want to get that thing. Yeah, I want to have that body, I want to have that wealth, I want to have that lifestyle, whatever it is. Yeah. Or I want to pass my exam, whatever it is. Yeah. And that communication will cause them to have a certain kind of picture in their mind about what they want. Yeah, agree?
Yes.
Now, the same person, if they look at what they don't like about what they have, and they say, I don't want to have this thing right now, what do you think the picture comes into the mind?
That thing that they don't want.
Exactly. They're still looking at it. So the picture that comes to the mind will still be the same situation. It won't be the new thing. Yeah. So here's the thing. If I ask you, don't think of a blue tree, what color of a tree do you think of?
Blue. Blue tree. It's a blue tree. Wow. Okay.
So now that's linguistic, because when you have to think of a negation, when you have to think of something that cancels out something, you have to focus on what needs to be negated before you negate it.
Okay.
Right? But we don't understand this. So in class, we tell our students, don't make noise.
Student will make noise. Yes.
Yeah. As parents, we tell our kids, don't stare at the screen so much. Don't watch YouTube so much. Yeah, got it?
I'm guilty of that.
Same thing. As business owners, we then tell ourselves, I don't want to get rejected. What do you focus on?
Rejection.
Yeah. So one of the ways is to learn those linguistic patterns that affects us, and then through your communication with people or with yourself, you are able to then work with your mind so that you achieve more of what you want. Yeah. I hope that answered Angel's question. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Terence. Thank you, Angel, for answering the question. All right. Okay, we'll move on with the program first. All right. Okay. Now, since Angel come up with a question like how to use NLP to mind control, right? It's almost sound unscientific, right? But it begs the question as well: is NLP backed by scientific research?
Well, okay, I'll take this question. First things first, Hafiz, mind control has got everything to do with science.
Okay, all right. Please elaborate.
Yes. Well, there's no need to elaborate. Here's why. If we're gonna go there, we're gonna need a whole lot of other time to talk about it.
Okay,
but
all right.
Let me explain this for those who ask this question. It says that, is NLP actually science? What are they actually asking is this: does NLP actually work? This is what they are actually asking. When they're when we have had people that ask us, this NLP thing that we're gonna learn from you, are these like, do they have like scientific backings, or is it done through like research about the mind, and therefore they come out with this framework and this theory that we are teaching? And I say, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And the whole reason of why they ask it, because they want to know it works. Now, then let me explain how NLP is actually science. Now, the purpose of every scientific experiment is to always to identify what result we have at the end.
Yeah.
Correct? Think about this. The school days, if you do any science experiment or any research at all, what you want to know is the result of that experiment.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, in NLP, we focus a lot in the results as well. Now, results in what context? Results in your business, results in your own family, results in your own relationship, results in your own health, in your own personal growth.
Yeah.
So when we look at NLP, we ask the first thing to our clients is this: look, what is it that you want? What outcome do you want in your life?
Yeah.
What outcome do you want in your business, in your career, in your relationship, in your family? What is the life that you want? And then we work out the process that helps them get there.
Yeah.
Then when we talk about process, we're talking about the formula that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
So NLP is every bit scientific, because we are helping you to identify the process, or it's the formula or the steps, so that you can get the results or outcome you want.
Okay. It's interrelated with our question just now regarding who NLP is for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, since we talk about Andrew punya success tadi, and since Andrew is here, we'll use him as example lah, kan? Okay. Andrew have used NLP in his sales process, right? So, let me ask you a question, Terence. How do you use NLP in sales? Because yes, Andrew gone to your class already, right? I haven't yet, so I'm new to NLP. So I would like to know, how do you use NLP in sales?
Okay. For business people, for business owners or entrepreneurs, yeah. And one of the key things that we look at business is about getting sales, because sales is the lifeline of every business, yeah. So the process of getting sales is a very important process for people who are in business. Okay. So under those contexts, one of the big thing that we train people in your certification class, it's about establishing relationship. It's about building the relationship. I mean, we use a technical term called rapport. But just think about it. When you meet somebody who is your potential customer, the very first thing you need to do is to establish there is a business relationship. It's not just any relationship. Why? Because establishing the relationship allows for the transaction to take place. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
So if you don't have that relationship as a base, yeah, you won't be wanting, or you won't have the desire to do any kind of business or transaction. We know this. That's why customer service is a big thing. Yeah, because what? It's about that relationship. And so using NLP skill sets and tools that you learn, you're able to establish the relationship. But here's where a lot of salespeople get it wrong. A lot of people will think that, well, establishing relationship is just talking about something in common. That's it. Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Now, the other thing about NLP also is that to help you have the understanding that in whatever that you are doing, there has to be an appropriate context. So if I come to you, Hafiz, if we're going to do a buy and sell, and I come and talk to you about your hobby, and we go, something that we like to do, paragliding, whatever it is, yeah? That's very far away context from the buy and sell.
True.
So now, even though I know how to establish a relationship in sales, it's very important that I also put it into the appropriate context so that we have the same train of thoughts. So it's very powerful in sales because when you are able to do that, when you're able to establish that business relationship, you therefore have trust and responsiveness from each other. Now that is key to long-term, regular, repeat sales. That's it. So NLP teaches you that. Yeah, and a whole lot of other things because we're taking this in our sales training. We run a 3 days NLP sales training where we take you through the process, and it's a very simple process to learn. Any business person can learn this, but yet the result is amazing. Yeah, we have in our class on day 1, people start closing deals. Yeah. Andrew was in the class. He knows this.
Yes.
And we haven't even taught them the full process yet, and they will close. Amazing. Yeah. We got a guy on the 3rd day couldn't believe what actually happened to him. He's in real estate, and he closed 2 deals on that day in a short span of 3 hours. And he came back to class and he asked me this. He says, "Terence, is it really that simple?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Is it really that simple that I follow the steps and then I close the sale?" So I was puzzled. So I said, "Did you close any sales or not today?" He says, "Yes, I did." I said, "How many sales you closed?" 2. Then I said, "So what's the problem?" He says, "Is it really that simple or not?"
Wow.
3 hours to show a potential buyer of a property, and then they go back and they say they think about it, and 2 months later we never hear from them. Now, in a short period of 3 hours, he closed 2 deals. One was a walk-in.
Wow.
And he's still puzzled. Is it really that simple? It's almost like he couldn't believe. He thought he was in a dream mode. And I had to wake him up. And I asked him this question: "How much money did you make, your commission?" And he made well excess of $9,000 that day. And I think someone, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew was the one that says all the investment you put into the sales training all came back. Don't know how many times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Many folds, Terence. In fact, I was remembering during that session, and I took a very simple client, which I was trying to prospect and try to close the whole family during that period of time. And it took me like 6 visits to drive to Klang. And this client only gives me 5 minutes. All the way from PJ, you drive to Klang, and then he only sees you for 5 minutes, and then you got to turn around. And that day, when it was on the first day, and all I did was I asked him some really simple, effective questions, which we learned from the sales training. And then immediately on that night itself, right after the session, I went up to Klang, and that 5 minutes is good enough for me to close it. And not only that, today I've also closed the whole family. Now the son just got married and had a baby girl. I managed to close even the baby girl, and the baby girl is not even born yet. It's still in the mother's stomach, and that's the good thing about Prudential. They have all these plans, and I did not even call him and ask him whether would he want to buy insurance for the baby, and he actually called me over MCO period and say, "Hey, I would like to buy a policy for my baby, which is still in the mother's stomach, and she's still pregnant." And that's what, NLP is, but you cannot explain. You cannot. It's difficult. You just cannot explain.
Okay.
I like the process. I love the process.
Okay, we have listened from these masters over here, right? I would like to hear, we have heard testimony from Andrew regarding how he used sales technique, right? But I would like to know, yes, we had heard from Andrew how effective it is, but I would like to know from before going to class, NLP class, and after NLP class, right? Can you visualize to us the changes, the changes? Is it like gradual change, or is it like exponential change?
Definitely in NLP, it's so difficult. And I would say, you know, the good fun about NLP here is that you go to class and you decide how fast you want to change. I took NLP with immediate effect, and one of the things that I really enjoy was the Cartesian coordinates. It is like these coordinates are so confusing, but the funny bit was if you are able to just write those questions out by using the Cartesian coordinate, and you don't have to ask the clients of the 4 coordinates, you know, you just have to just ask one question. And most of the people, when I see them, they say, wow, buying insurance is like very expensive. And I just ask them and say, what is not expensive?
Yeah.
You know, and you're in the house, and I can also ask them, don't you think that your house is more expensive than insurance?
Yeah.
Don't you think that when you're sick, you know, the medical bill is way much more expensive than the premium that you're paying? You know, it's just by asking effective questions. That's what I learned. And for me, I have never passed my exams. You know, I till today I do not understand how I got my degree, but I went to NLP. I have problems with the meta model and the Milton models. Is just design. This NLP thing is a linguistic thing, and there's so many different ways of designing language, and that's what I learned, you know. And today, in fact, quite a lot of times when I talk to people in sales, I just use different meta model language and Milton model language, and just applying the Cartesian coordinate, and that's it. Bam, the sales is there. You know?
That's the thing. That's the thing. The Cartesian coordinates that Andrew mentioned is what is taught in the master practitioner level of NLP. And what it basically does is this, and this is really key. If you're into parenting, if you're a business owner, if you're a leader of an organization, this is key, because the Cartesian coordinates is the technical term. But what it generally does is that it gives you a guide of how to ask the right kind of question so that you move outside of your box. We heard the term think outside of the box.
Yeah. It's a method to think outside of the box,
Yes.
is it?
Okay. You just follow the questions, and when you answer the question, you're already outside of the box.
Okay. That's really
So
interesting.
it's very powerful. It's very powerful. Talk about it. Just really thinking about this. If I want to expand my business and I'm at my wit's end, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. The Cartesian coordinates helps to open up the opportunity for you. If you're a parent, you don't know what to do. The Cartesian coordinates helps you to open up so that you know what to do. Yeah. If you're somebody who's looking into personal development but you don't know where to begin, the Cartesian coordinate helps you to open up and you know where to go. Immensely. And here's maybe it will help a bit. The before after, usually this is what we notice. They come to class, they don't know. They don't know that they are being transformed. Yeah, because we got 2 options. Zen and I, we got 2 options. We can either teach you NLP, or we could transform you while we teach you. Both also you get the learning. Yeah. One is that you get one extra thing, the transformation.
Yeah.
So both of us decided that we're going to transform you while we teach you. And so day one, they come in, they don't know they're going to be transformed. But when they finish the course, when they finish the certification, they don't even realize in the course of attending the class, they got transformed. So here's what I'm basically telling you. What is happening is not a big explosion, fireworks kind of change. What happened was there was a switch of thinking.
Okay. So
That-
it's instead of like big change like transformer like something like that, it's
Yeah.
more of like internal refinement on how you're going to achieve
And
things through your
it-
mind.
It's akin to pressing the switch and on the light. It really is. Some people say it's almost like between darkness and light.
Okay.
That's the transformation. It opens
All
it
right.
up.
So from what you said just now, right? From all your examples, right? Since we talk about sales a lot, right? But your example just now shows that NLP can be used outside of sales as well. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. All right.
Anywhere else you want in your life. Remember what Zen was mentioning this, as long as you have a desire to make changes in that area of your life, NLP will support. And so
Okay.
we in our how we our company, this is our philosophy. We provide lifetime support.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a student of us,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and Andrew is a graduate of our program, right? 20 years later, yeah, he calls up and says, Terence, I need to ask you about this NLP stuff. We'll be more than happy to support you. That's our commitment to you. So as long as you have the desire to change any area of your life, NLP is there to support you, and so are we. In fact, I was talking to someone just before, just at about 7 p.m. I was talking to somebody. He says that I have a friend who is so stuck that we know how good she is, but she thinks she's not good enough. And so he asked me, so what do I do, Terence? I don't have your skill. So I say, ask her this question. Does she still want to achieve her goal or not? Even if it's just 5%. 5% desire, 95% doubt. Doesn't matter. If she say, I got 5% of desire, just that small inkling, I say, then NLP is for her.
Okay. All right. Okay. We have two comment question over there. I'm gonna reserve Yuli's question first. We're gonna ask. Angel is asking question. Okay, this is much more technical. Sorry for cross posting. How does NLP work for those with apathesia? That is, they have no mental imagery. Is there any research on this? So so basically maybe her question is like, for those who have trouble mental image, right? To make mental image, how can NLP help them to get to achieve what they want? Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to do this? Does anyone want to answer this?
So here's what we teach in our class in terms of in NLP, in terms of understanding how we process information. In our mind, we can process information in 6 different modalities. So when we say mental imagery, it's just one of the modality, which is a visual modality.
Yeah.
So if they have this
difficulty,
then they will not, their primary modality where they use to process information might not be visual. It can be auditory, which is sound. It could be a kinesthetic feeling. It could be a olfactory, gustatory, which is a smell, a taste, or it could be we call it an auditory digital, which is an internal dialogue. So they can process information using other modalities in the mind.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Okay. That we have another technical question as well. I hope this answers your question, Angel. All right. We have another question from Alicia. Okay. Does NLP falls under the terminology of hypnosis manner, or is it more to a psychological manner, as in to relate more on the person's emotions?
The short answer is both.
Both.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, right. So I would like to understand this. Okay. How is NLP falls under a bit of hypnosis manner? Is it like
Well-
you do the thing like
The watch thing.
We have it somewhere here. We have that actually.
oh, okay.
The watching. Now, let's just consider this a little bit, yeah. So there's two things here. One is that when the founder of NLP model after Milton Erickson, Milton Erickson is a hypnotherapist.
Mhm.
He's masterful at that, yeah.
Mhm.
And Milton Erickson has put hypnosis into the world's map, so to speak, yeah, into being accepted as part of healthcare, yeah, well-being.
Mhm.
So it does have the element of hypnosis.
Uh-huh.
The real question we need to ask is, what is hypnosis? Yeah, what is hypnosis? So if you break down the whole thing about the definition of hypnosis and turn it into a process, as in what do you do and what do you experience, then hypnosis is simply being highly focused on something. We call that fixation, yeah, yet remaining very calm and very relaxed.
Oh,
You think about
okay.
it. So anybody who does meditation, you're experiencing hypnosis. Anybody who does,
Okay.
you're experiencing hypnosis. Anybody who does reflection or journaling is doing hypnosis. Anybody is in a cinema and watching a movie. I mean, except for horror movies, you're
Oh, okay.
you're relatively relaxed eating your popcorn, yeah. Which how we started the show anyway. They're in hypnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now then the psychological aspect of it is about mental thing. Now here's the thing. The dimension of a human being cannot be really separated. For the purpose of teaching, we separate it out.
Mhm.
There is the thinking, there is the feeling, there is the action. Yeah. But in all sense of the word, when you're as a human being, the 4 dimension of you, all this dimension of you is all together integrated, is intertwined. You can't really separate it out, because think about it. If you are calm, if you have clarity of thoughts, your emotion is calm. If you think about your goals, your emotion is excited. Yeah, you're motivated. So it's interconnected. Yeah, so it is. So that's why I know we tease you by saying that the short answer is both, but that's really how it is. Now, just so that I take that a little bit further, now think about it. If anybody who has a negative emotions and it hinders them from achieving their goal, then what they should be focusing on is, how can I deal with the negative emotions so that it allows me. Now, we're not saying negative emotion is bad. We're saying negative emotion is good for a certain purpose and function. Yeah, but how can I work with the negative emotion so that I can still achieve my goal? Yeah, a lot of people get misunderstand, from a lot of different understanding of that. But generally, that's the idea. Does that answer the question?
Okay, with how deep NLP is, right? My mind has been blown left and right tonight. Okay, wow.
We assure you, Hafiz, we won't throw you into the deep end. We'll take you to just little bit where you can touch the water, and then you suddenly realize that you love it. Yeah.
All right. I love it already. Right. Okay.
Probably
I hope
Hafiz will be walking on the water.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question, Alicia. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Alicia
Now-
should come to our class. We welcome you. I love this kind of questions. Alicia, do come to our class. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we talk about the classes you will have, right? Okay. Can you teach us and the audience, right, one small technique that you can teach us right now? So share with us. Yeah.
Okay. Here's a technique a very quick technique that I want to just share with everyone that's watching here. And this is something that's useful when you are in a situation when you are feeling slightly disturbed, or you feel like you are annoyed, or you feel like you are having that minor anxiety where you feel that uncomfortable moment where something that you're thinking about is bothering you. Yeah. So let's try this now.
Okay.
For those of you who are watching this, can you just in front of you, just pick on a spot somewhere on the wall that is slightly above your eye level? Just pick somewhere in front of you a spot that is slightly above your eye level, and I want you to fixate at that point. Yeah?
Mhm.
Whatever that I will tell you next, your eyes remain at the same spot. Ken, we all clear?
Yeah.
Good. So now that as your eyes is fixated upon that point, I want you to expand your awareness all the way to your left while your eyes is still looking at that spot, and notice everything that you could be aware of all the way to the left, and expand your awareness while your eyes is still fixated upon that spot, and expand your awareness all the way to the right until to the edge of your awareness, and notice all the things that you could actually notice that's existent there. It could be a clock, it could be your watch, your phone, or somebody that's standing at the edge of your vision. At all point, your eyes is still fixated on the spot. Yeah. Now I want you to expand your awareness now all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom, as your eyes is still fixated on the point, and you notice, somehow you could notice the light that's above you, you could notice your feet on the ground, you could notice the floor, but your eyes is still fixated at that point. Yeah. Now when you are there, now notice how you feel. All of us will feel that your emotional state is calm, where there is no high intensity in terms of your feeling. You feel that it's almost as if there's nothing.
Yeah,
And this
true.
technique is really useful at times when you're about to go into a meeting and you're getting that slight nervousness in you, and you're like, oh my goodness, you're trying to remember what is it that you need to say, what are in your presentation, how you're going to present it, and you suddenly feel very overwhelmed. This is a technique you could do within a few couple seconds. Just sit there, pick a spot above your eye, and then do that.
Yeah.
And then bring, here's the key, and bring your eyes back down to normal, how you're going to look at everyone, and remain in that state, even as you are presenting, even as you're meeting a client that you have never met before, meeting the boy or the girl that is in your dreams.
Yeah.
I can use this technique before each and every live, because I am very nervous each and every live. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much then for the technique. Right.
Thank you.
Anything from Terence?
Okay, let's do a fun. Let's give you something that is quite fun, yeah. And but use this for a lot of stuff, but just for fun. Let's say this is very useful if you have something that you really liked. Yeah, you really like, and by having too much of it, it's going to not be helpful for you. Yeah.
Okay.
I give you an example. If there is a food that you really like, if you have it too much, you go beyond, yeah, it becomes unhealthy for you.
Yes, fried chicken, too much.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like, or you really like to watch YouTube and you go overboard with it, then it becomes not so healthy for you. Yeah, it stops you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
from motivational video to cat videos. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
Yes. So just a fun technique. Yeah. So anything that you like, but having too much of it is not useful for you. Yeah, that kind of situation. Okay. So this is what you do. So I'm just gonna pick an example so that you understand how it goes. So right now, everybody watching this, just think of the food that you like. The food that you really like. You really like. Now, as you think of the food that you really like, so tell me, do you only see the food, or do you see yourself eating the food?
In my case, I just see the food.
Only the food, yeah? Okay, good. Now, let me ask you, is it in color or is it in black and white?
Color.
Good, yeah? Now, here's the thing. So, now what I want you to do is, take that picture out again, yeah, the food that you really like, and it's in color, right? So I want you to now, almost as if you have a remote control, change the color, slowly turn it into black and white. Turn into black and white. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Now the picture, I want you to take the picture and I want you to shrink it in size. Shrink it to a 10-cent coin. The size of a 10-cent coin. Yeah?
Okay.
Shrink it to a 10-cent coin. Now, look at the picture now. It's in black and white. It's the size of a 10-cent coin. Now, notice how you feel about the picture right now. How you feel about the food right now.
No, it's just it became just a picture.
The intensity of liking is not so much, yeah?
Yes.
So what happens is that when you do that, it's a simple thing, it's fun. Yeah. When you do that, anything that is you do overboard, you can actually use this technique. And when we teach you how to really change, we if you come to class, we help you to learn the technique so that you can even change limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Let's pause it a second. Previously I heard about this as well, limiting belief. And you said it just now, limiting belief. Something clicked in my mind. Okay. Can you explain more regarding limiting belief in NLP, right? Is it what is it? How people can utilize or avoid limiting belief?
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Now, every time when you hear somebody says, I cannot do something, it comes from, the statement comes from the belief. Now, belief, there's two types. There is the limiting belief and there is an empowering belief. Yeah? Limiting belief and empowering belief. Now, the belief has only one function. If it's limiting belief, it has only one function, which is limits you. It stops you. Yeah. If you have empowering beliefs, it has only one function. It allows you to do something, empowers you. Now, here's the thing. Now, for whatever reason, there are many factors of how we actually come into contact with a lot of limiting beliefs in ourselves. Yeah. So that one is open to another few hours of discussion when we talk about it. Yeah. Here's a short version. When we have a limiting belief, it acts as a wall. It acts as a wall. It won't allow you to go beyond the wall. Yeah? And this is important for us, whether we are parents or whether we are business people. Yeah, whether we are athletes or not. The wall is a very important thing because the belief will not allow you to go beyond that. Yeah. So now think about it. Traditionally, if we have a limiting belief, what would the well-meaning people around us tell us to do? They tell us to
overcome it.
Yes, we tell them overcome, but they say this word. They use the word breakthrough.
Yeah, breakthrough. Yes.
Breakthrough. Yeah, breakthrough. Breakthrough suggests that you go against the wall with full force to break through. Now here's the problem. Now it's an internal wall. Yeah, the wall gets stronger the more force you put in it. So I want you to imagine if there is a wall here, and you put a force, high intensity force. Yeah, and the human being is in between. What happened to the human being?
Pancake.
Become a pancake.
Yes.
There will be no breakthrough. There won't be.
Okay.
Now, what people don't know is limiting belief can be removed because underneath the wall, right, there are wheels. You just need to know the technique to push the wall out, and then it frees you. And you move. Now, here's the thing. If you have more limiting beliefs in your lives, you're going to find that you can't do a lot of stuff. If you have more empowering beliefs in your lives, you're going to find that you achieve more stuff. It doesn't matter which area. Yeah, and that is. And NLP gives you the tool to help you remove those limiting beliefs. And that's one of our biggest work with people when we do coaching. That's one of the biggest things we do. Yeah?
All right. I'm interested now. Really.
Wow. Now, before that, I just got to do this so that it fulfills all integrity and ecology. You know the picture that you were 10-cent coin? Please return it back to the original size and put back the color. Yeah? Do it right now, everybody. Please return it to the original size and put it back in color. 3, 2, 1, change. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well done.
I can even see the smoke on the chicken now. I was imagining fried chicken, you know.
Oh, come. Okay. Yeah. Those are
Right.
fun, I
So
think.
yeah, that's okay. Thank you very much for the techniques,
Thank you.
and that's really powerful.
Thank
And listening about NLP, right, makes me want to go for the class and wants to join you guys in class to
Oh,
learn
please.
more regarding NLP, right?
Please.
So that's a question by Yuli Tam. So regarding your
Yuli is my client.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yuli is my client. She runs
yeah.
a Heguru, a school that teaches Japanese techniques of learning.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
is a like some sort of play school, primary school,
Uh-huh.
play school, more like a play school,
Alright.
which
Ah.
actually develop young children's mind.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Yuli here, she asked this for a while already, and she is really interested to know where to find the program for her teenage son. So it's regarding your program. Where can we find your programs, and where can we find you guys?
All right. Before I answer that, I'll tell you exactly where to go. I'll tell you exactly where to go. So here's the thing. Both Zen and I, we run a few things. Yeah, we run the full practitioner certification, and we run the master practitioner certification. Yeah, which is the complete training. So if you come for practitioner, you're doing only part 1. Yeah, so we run that full thing. Now, what does it mean? It means that at the end of it, you are certified as an NLP master coach. Yeah, can be a coach. So if you have the intention of becoming a coach or starting your own coaching business, that's the program to be on. Now we also run the program so that for those of you who wants to become an NLP trainer, yeah, and it's an interesting journey. Andrew will tell you more later on, but it's an interesting journey. So if those people who you want to have your own training or you want to upgrade your skill as a training, then that's the path that we do. Yeah, we also provide business coaching where we help you expand your business and we help you get more and more and more. Yeah, we help you to grow. Okay. And the last thing we do is we do a thing called breakthrough coaching. A breakthrough coaching where we help you remove all the limiting decision, limiting beliefs, all the negative emotions that actually hinders you from achieving your goal. Really empowering you. So we do that. Now, to answer Yuli's question, where do I find the program? Yeah. This is where you find the program. Now, if you go onto our website, yeah, if you go on, so this is for everyone else. If you go onto our website, you can go to terencejiam.com, yeah, or you can go to nlpcoach.my, yeah, and go to the tab there that says schedule a free consultation. We'll love to spend 30-40 minutes with you and just look at what you want to achieve, yeah. So go there and you find a lot of materials that you can look through, read about and all. But most important is schedule the appointment with us because it's a free consultation. We love to talk to you. In fact, we talk to all our students before we start the class. Guess what? Tomorrow morning we're starting our NLP practitioner class. Yeah. So Yuli, so here's the thing. Yuli, if you want to find an NLP program for your teenage son, yeah, just we're assuming that he's somewhere in his mid-teens. Yeah, we're assuming he's somewhere in his mid-teens now. Someone asked me, how young can a person learn NLP? How young can a person learn NLP? Now, I don't have a limiting belief about how young a person can learn NLP. I'll tell you why. Because I have taught my own daughter the master practitioner stuff. She's 8 years old. Okay, so I don't have this problem. Yeah. Now here's the thing. So Yuli, the best person to go to for the NLP teenage NLP program that really knows about it is go to Zen. Go to Zen because guess what? He learned it when he was a teenager. Yeah, and I've seen him grow. He's an amazing trainer. This is an amazing guy. He's in the master trainer program, Zen. Yeah, we both are in there. But Yuli, go and connect with Zen. Yeah, go and connect with them. Wouldn't go wrong there.
Yes. All right. So
I hope I answered
so if you guys notice, right, we have the bar over there. You can go to the website to learn more, to know more regarding NLP. And if you want to have like a free session with them, it's a free session, right, before the class.
It's a free consultation.
Yeah, free consultation with them. Yeah, you can find them on the website. And Zeneration also, we have like free what, you can contact us for free, what, social media, yeah, so contact us, no worries. If you want to know more regarding us, no problem. We want to know more about NLP, contact them. Yes. It takes just a click, to get to us. All right. Now, it seems we are almost out of time. Andrew, would you like to add anything?
Yes, I would like to say, this quote. I learned this. Okay, you must learn a new way of to think before you can master a new way to be. And I went through this process. I went through these classes, and till today, I still enjoy speaking NLP. I still enjoy learning NLP, and I enjoy by also observing people's behaviors, and it's so much fun. So so it is really so much fun. And today we are really honored, to have Terence and Zen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really thank you guys for coming on board on our Zeneration Show to help to enlighten our clients, our people, the followers, and all that about what NLP is and how can we master our mind, because it is so powerful. This thing is so powerful. True. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Terence and Zen, for joining us on the show. All right. Thank you, Andrew, as well, for helping me becoming the second moderator.
Thank you so much.
All right. So you can reach out. You can reach out to Terence and Zen at the website over there. All right. Now, next episode will be on the 16th of July, 2020. We will have for the next episode, right? This is a special guest, which is BMW. Wow. Ooh. BMW as a special guest. Nice. So do look forward to it. Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's it for today. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next episode.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you, Terence. See you.
Thank
See
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.